Alright, so these were sent to me by Bandai Namco, so let's take a look at these. We have the Gundam Infinity Series Wing Gundam, and then we also have the Chars Zaku II. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't know anything about Gundams, to be honest, but I'm always willing to check out toys, so here we are. We have these two, and then we also do have a mobile change Haro. This is a Zaku, so we'll check all these out in the same video. And see what they're all about. So here's the backside of the box for the Wing Gundam, and it looks like there's a build-a-figure aspect involved where we can build that Zaku that we see here, but this is a different series. But this character can be built for this series if you collect everybody in Series 1, which is this one. And then the Chars Zaku comes in Series 2, but there is no Build-A-Figure in this one for some reason. Alright, so here we have all three out of the package side by side. Taking a look at their sizes, it looks like they stand about 5 inches tall, just under, maybe 4.5 inches. So Wing Gundam is 4.5, and then to the top of the tip of that little point on his head here on the Zaku 2, it's almost 5 inches tall. So about 4.5 inch scale figures here. So first we'll move these guys to the side here. We'll take a look at the Wing Gundam first. And this is of course from Series 1. And one of the things I did notice about this figure is that the detail in the paint job is done super nice. It's very well done for a smaller scale figure. I don't normally collect anything smaller than 6-inch figures because I always feel like the paint and detail are never as good as 6-inch scale. But in this case here, man, this thing looks really nice. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. So all the face details there is painted on like clean as can be. I don't see any bleeding of paint. I don't see any splotches or any messiness. So it's pretty nice to see on a smaller scale figure. Everything on the torso, on the all the paint is done well, and he's got some paint on there, so it's not just plastic mold. His wings are painted too, so you can see the scope and you can see all of the paint details there. So it's pretty nice. Now Wing Gundam does come with quite a few pieces here. We do get his saber sword here. It's green, so that can be held in his hand. We get a shield, so that's red and white. And then we also do get a long rifle. Now this is just flat gray. It's not painted at all. It's got a nice sculpt to it, but there is a lack of paint unfortunately on that. And then of course we do get the Build-A-Figure pieces, which he comes with the two legs, you know, the right and the left leg of the Zaku Build-A-Figure. As for the articulation of the Wing Gundam, the head I think sits on a ball joint, so it does move up, it does move down, left and right no problem. We do get some head tilting too. These little horns are pliable, so they're not going to snap on you. These shoulder pieces do hinge, so they move around along with the arm. The arms everything sits on a ball joint, so there is really no hinge to anything. Arms are going to go all the way up, all the way down, in and out just to this. Like, that's not good, in my opinion. It needs to go all the way out, and that's because it's just a ball joint and there's no hinge. There's no bicep swivel. We only get single jointed elbows. They do bend further than a 90-degree bend. And then the ball jointed wrist, which are pretty deep, so they do kind of like hinge forward and back, and they do the swivel and all that. As for the torso, there's only a waist swivel here. I don't see anything else. Yeah, legs will kick forward. We do get a pliable piece of plastic on the front end there, so it can kind of allow the leg to move forward. Goes back down. They go in and out, not so much because again they're ball joints without hinges. Then we get single jointed knees. Everything's single jointed, but they do bend fairly well for single joints. And then we have a hinge at the or a ball joint that hinges because it's pretty long and deep. Forward and back, you can kind of get a rocker there, and then you can get a swivel as well. And of course the wings do hinge as well, and that's about it. So you move them back like this, or you can move them flat like that. And then with the saber and shield, that just completes the look. That looks really nice. Alright, so the Chars Zaku II, hopefully I'm pronouncing these names right. I apologize if I'm not. But this guy actually came packed in separated completely. You had to build him like a Build-A-Figure, and that's because he's pretty much just a repaint of the Build-A-Figure that you build with the Series 1. So I guess that's why. You know, it's the same leg as the Build-A-Figure piece, but it's different colors. So I can only assume that it is the same figure. Maybe there's some different parts up top or something, but It looks cool too. It's not as super colorful as our Wing Gundam here, but he looks good. He looks detailed. I like it, you know. So overall, again, it's all ball joints, no hinges. I assume all of these could technically be Build-A-Figures. You could probably separate the Wing Gundam too, since they're all just ball joints. So the head doesn't move a lot up and down because of this, you know, the design of it. But you can go left and right. Arms will go forward, and these were actually pretty tight and difficult to attach for some reason. At least the arms were. You know, so they go up and down and out. Pretty much the same articulation as the Wing Gundam, but the in and out is really what suffers. Like, you can't extend the arms out at all. It kind of sucks. There is a single jointed elbow that, I mean, it bends all the way as if it was, you know, a double joint almost. Then you got the ball jointed wrist. Torso is, I mean, it's the waist swivel, but there is a ball joint there. So technically, you can bend them forward, I guess. And then the legs, they're not as tight. They're kind of loose. You can see it. They're a little loose, and these pliable pieces aren't pliable enough. They're kind of hard, so they're gonna prevent it from kicking forward, in and out a little bit. There, it's not terrible, and there is no thigh swivel, but again, the ball joints allow it to kind of swivel. And then the knee joints bend at a 90-degree bend, and then we got the ankle ball joint, forward and back swivel, and rocker. Now he comes with a few more accessories in the Wing Gundam. We get this axe. It's actually painted. It's purple and yellow. But then we get these uncolored weapons. So I don't know why we're not getting painted weapons here. But it's just gray. It looks like it's just like a prototype that they forgot to paint. And I don't know. Maybe customizers can paint this up. But we got like a bazooka type weapon. And then we get some sort of rifle type weapon too. You can see the sculpts all there, just not painted. And then there's a look at him holding some weapons there. We got the bazooka in one hand. Hopefully I did that correctly. And then we have the axe there. Both of these figures look great when they're holding their weapons. I mean, they look better when they're holding their weapons for sure displayed. So that's pretty dope. Alright, so as for the mobile Haro Zaku, this forms into a ball. And then you kind of unfold it. So you have him like this. I guess this goes back. I don't know, but he comes with a little weapon here attached. It's a mini version of this one right here that we just looked at. And of course, this is the green version of the Zaku here, which would be the Build-A-Figure of the Series 1 Gundam, the Wing Gundam. And these are an entirely different line. They're not as articulated, of course. They're little mini, more cheaper, affordable little toys, figures for, you know, for kids or for collectors too. And you know, there's adult collectors that like this kind of stuff. But there you go. That's all that's to it. You know, you're not gonna pose him up or articulate him like crazy, but he is painted, he is detailed, sculpted pretty cool. This isn't my thing here, but if it's your thing, you might like it. I mean, here it is. I think I'm doing it wrong too. Maybe I gotta take the gun out first. I don't know. But there you go. You can get him like this, display him, take him, you know, just take him on the go. I took the gun out. You could just pack this into his hand. There you go, just like that. And now he's got his little weapon attached. Looks pretty cool. Alright, so there you have it. There's your quick look at the Infinity Gundam Series 1 Wing Gundam and Series 2 Chars Zaku II. And then we have the mobile Haro Zaku figurine there. You know, if you're a Gundam fan, then I can see the appeal here. These actually look nice. But again, my scale is always 6" and up. And, you know, it's just not my thing. But for 4.5" figures, for this scale, they're actually really nice. I kind of want to build a figure. We'll see if that happens. But I think these are actually pretty cool. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm sure there's actual Gundam fans that know way more about this than I do, that can school me, and they can let me know what they really think about this line here. For a domestic line, you know, they're affordable. They're not terribly overpriced or anything like that, and they actually look really cool displayed. So while you're down there, hit the like button. Also consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And as always, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.